for the conversation?
I was thinking about it.
But I just want to make sure.
Oh, okay.
It is your show.
Okay.
You can do whatever you want.
Okay. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, friends the world over, thank you for joining us today and welcome to episode 109 of the absolutely amazing series known as Butcher Shop Television. Today is Wednesday, June 14th, 2025, and we are broadcasting live from smack dab in the middle of Jacob's Meat Market in Appleton, Wisconsin. My name is Eric, and with me, of course, the star of the show, the man himself, the mayor of Meatville, Mr. Luke Jacobs.
Oh,
Luke,
hey,
how
Eric,
are
how
you?
are you? Fantastic.
Gosh, I haven't
how are
seen
you?
you in forever.
That's a good handshake you had there.
I thought so.
Yeah.
I've been practicing.
It's less fishy than normal.
Well,
yeah.
no, I don't think so. It's
okay.
an equal amount of fishy.
Oh, okay.
Is what it is.
Okay.
Anything new, exciting, different?
Not much. Summer's here.
I think you went golfing recently. How'd you do? Did you get the highest score?
I had fun.
Okay.
Eventually.
That's what it counts.
After a couple more drinks, I had a lot of fun.
Even more and more.
Correct.
And a higher and higher score.
I didn't even keep track at the end.
That is the most fun, isn't it?
Yes.
That is the most fun. Anything else? Did you go to that light up the night?
I didn't.
You did not.
I didn't. We had a birthday dinner to go to, so.
And it wasn't in downtown Appleton?
Yes, it wasn't.
Yes, it wasn't.
Yes.
I went to dinner Friday night.
You did?
With some friends, and we
Downtown?
all said, stay away from downtown.
Oh, okay.
Because, yeah. So I didn't see it either. So
No.
as far as I know, it never took place.
Yeah, I never saw it. It didn't happen.
Do we have any comments? Are we like on the air?
Oh,
Can
we
people
are.
hear us?
Yeah. Oh, of course. Look at all the. You got 3 people in the chat already.
Oh, and are they saying we have audio? Because that's always the big
What?
question. Yeah, exactly. Since we apparently do, I'm going to tell everybody what we're going to do today.
Okay.
Because it might be different.
It might.
We'll probably go over our location, news, events, weather, special weather today.
Oh, yes.
You got in
I
so
can't
late,
wait.
you have no idea what we're doing for weather.
You're
But
right.
Wait.
I never
it's
have
a
any
surprise.
idea, even if you
It's
told
a surprise.
me.
We have a special guest. We actually have a live studio audience of one right now, right in this corner.
Yeah. Oh, can you hear her?
Clapping
Oh,
because
yes.
clapping for herself, I think.
I think so.
I don't know. Do we say who it is
Obviously.
now, or do we wait?
She wouldn't be clapping for us,
Probably not. Who would?
right? We would for ourselves, right?
We often do, don't
Okay.
we? We'll probably go over the meat market mailer. Do you want to review the weekly specials?
Sure.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's why I put them there.
Okay.
I have some special upcoming days. We will announce the winner of last week's contest, and I'm not sure. Would you like to do another contest this
Oh,
week?
absolutely.
Absolutely. What is, this week, your favorite number?
204.
What do you suppose that is?
Days till construction is over?
Maybe. That's a
Days till it
possibility.
starts, maybe? I don't
Days
know.
till it starts?
Yeah.
It's
Days
till
till
Christmas.
Christmas?
Days
Okay.
till Christmas.
Okay.
So, which means we're very close to less than 200 by this time next week. And pretty soon
We
you'll
might
be
be
putting
lower,
it on
yeah.
the sign.
Right.
I can't wait.
I
I like
bet.
to watch that sign count down
Yeah,
from 99.
I bet you do. From that side of the counter.
From this side of the counter.
Yes.
And then I always have to correct you. You're
Of
off
course,
there,
yeah.
Luke. You're off.
Well,
there.
we have to always say, hey, Google, how many days till Christmas?
Oh, is that what
and
you do?
Yes.
Oh, and then it's wrong?
It's usually.
It's usually wrong.
Google's always wrong.
For anyone who may not know, Mr. Jacobs, please tell me where I am.
I don't know where you mentally are, but physically you were at the corner of Law and Pacific in Appleton, Wisconsin.
Appleton, Wisconsin. I've
Yes,
heard of
have you
that
heard of
place.
it? Yeah.
Beautiful country.
It is, yes. God's country.
God's country.
Mm-hmm.
So, is there an address that goes with that?
Just on the corner.
Just on the corner.
Yeah.
But
Just
Law,
Google it.
Law's got some stuff going on, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
What's going on in Law Street right now?
Construction.
Construction.
Yes.
So Law's closed completely, isn't it?
So currently it's closed from still from College to North.
Oh, just like last week.
Yes, just like
Okay.
last week. So I took my normal way here. I took a
This
left.
morning?
Yes. Well, no, a couple days ago.
A couple days ago.
Yes, and took a left on Law, and right by Tom's Drive-In there, and revealed that the road was actually closed this time.
When
So,
was this?
A couple days ago.
This was open yesterday.
Last Friday. So it's open from Wisconsin Mead Street around the curve
Right.
to get here, but it's not if you just take a left or a right on.
I took
head
a
south on Law.
I headed south on Law from Wisconsin yesterday afternoon, and it was wide open. So
Is
it's
that what all those
ever-changing.
barrels are tipped over
I just
for?
knocked them right over.
Oh, okay.
Just knocked them right over. But this is supposed to change soon.
Yes,
Law is going to close completely.
Thursday from
Oh,
that, according to that
like
sign.
tomorrow?
Yes.
Oh, tomorrow. Then how will people get here?
Funny you should ask. Let me just pull this map up here.
Oh, you have a map?
I have, yes. It's not an accurate one, but it's a map.
It's not
Yes.
accurate?
So, show me to Jacobs. All roads lead to Jacobs. So, if you're coming from College Avenue, I would just head on Meade Street,
Meade.
head north on Meade Street, and then take a left on Pacific Street.
Okay.
So if you're coming over the College Avenue Bridge, just take a right on Meade Street, or if you're heading from downtown, take a left on Meade Street.
Okay. So instead of Law, just take Meade.
Right, yeah.
What about if you're coming from Wisconsin?
Oh, funny you should ask. So I would just take Wisconsin. I would head south on Meade Street.
Meade.
Yes. And then instead of taking it around the corner by the Saab shop there, just take a slight left
I go over those
to
tracks.
stay on Meade
Yeah.
Street. Yes.
Right over
yes.
the tracks.
And then take a right on Pacific.
A right on Pacific.
Yes.
Or you could take the back way if
Oh,
you're
yeah.
if
Well,
you're
I
far
mean,
enough
if you're
east on Wisconsin.
Yeah, if
I
you're
like
from
that back way
Appleton,
there.
yeah, that's a little bit quicker.
It just brings
If
you
you're
right
coming
down to
from
the
Little
shop.
Chute, yes.
I'm
Just
not-
remember, all roads lead to Jacob's Meat Market.
I'll remember that.
Will you?
I'll try to.
So we had a customer come in last week that was watching the show, that had watched the show.
Oh, had
and then,
watched the show.
Yes, yeah, had watched the show and came in at very close to 6 p.m. and said, I was
Had
trying
trouble
to get
finding
here.
it?
I couldn't find the red line.
The red line.
Yes,
yeah.
on the
Well,
the
they
road.
haven't been painted yet.
Oh,
That's-
oh,
So you
okay.
say the
Not
road's
till
going to close tomorrow?
Yes, okay.
Tomorrow.
Okay.
We'll
So
see
they
if
must
those
have
red
the-
lines appear.
The road crew.
You'll
Can't
check
wait
the
to see
comments,
'em.
will
Yes. Maybe that person that had it happen. Yeah, just follow the red lines on the streets.
you? Red lines on the street?
Yeah, so that's what Kim said, but Kim, those aren't going to be painted till tonight at about midnight.
I hear Kim's going to do it.
Well,
That's what I
I
that's
want
what
you
you
to
told
be
me
watching.
before the show.
yes, I want you to be watching.
I'll be watching.
You have time.
I have no birthdays, but I have a little bit of news.
Yes.
Apparently, Emma is going to get a haircut next Wednesday.
Yes.
Emma is your daughter.
Yes.
One of many of your daughters.
One of three, yes.
One of three.
Yes.
Well, a haircut.
I'm sure she's not watching, but this will be my reminder to, because I watched this
next,
on a loop
next Wednesday.
at home.
Are you
Yes.
taking her?
No.
Okay. Because you have a show to do next Wednesday.
Right. I have a
But
chauffeur.
I don't think anyone would mind if you didn't show up one week.
Probably not.
Okay.
Might get more views.
Events. I have something to announce.
Our
here.
guest is just chuckling this whole time.
I
She's-
can't see the guest.
She's
This
coming
Saturday,
more often.
this Saturday, June 7th, the Appleton Farm Market is back in downtown.
Yeah.
On the streets. They moved
Saturday
it somewhere during winter.
Yeah.
But now it's back on the street.
Right.
And they call it a farm market. I don't like it. I think they're farmers markets.
Oh,
But
okay.
they don't sell farms and they don't sell farmers, so farmers market is just as good for me.
Oh, okay.
It's 8 a.m. to noon.
Should we get Jen back on the show?
I'm not sure she
Stefani?
made the decision, but we could certainly get her back
Well,
on the
she's
show.
part of ADI. She is ADI, so maybe we should.
She is.
Yes.
No, I don't know who made that decision, but they made a decision. It was
Incorrectly,
not
apparently?
an accident.
Okay.
According to me, it's incorrect.
Okay.
They're probably trying to be different, you know. It's a farm market. Yeah, the farmers market.
Yes.
100 plus local vendors along College Avenue selling locally grown produce, handcrafted items, baked goods, flowers, hot foods, coffee, meats, cheese, and so much more.
Sounds like Jacob's Meat Market to
Sounds
me.
like you just
Yeah.
come here.
Yeah.
It's a lot less crowded,
Yeah.
a lot less heat.
Once we hit it big, though, it's going to be too crowded.
Once
in
you
here.
hit it big,
Yeah,
yeah.
right. One of these days.
I have a note here about the weather. Would you like to look at the weather?
Oh, I would love to look at the weather today.
Oh,
Whoa.
I see sunshine.
You
You
do.
got a better view up there? Is that
Yeah.
slightly
Yeah.
better by standing
I
on your
see
tippy
that-
toes?
I see a lot of shade, actually.
Oh, well, that's because the trees have leaves now.
No kidding.
Remember that
Wow.
we've changed seasons.
We did.
I have something new here that you,
You
haven't
do. I
seen
bet
yet.
you do. I haven't seen it yet.
You haven't seen it
Is
yet.
that because I was so late to the show?
You were so late to the show, but we're used to that. I'm going to play midweek meteorology
Oh,
for our audience.
Meteorology.
They'll see that, yes.
Oh.
While we bring on the special guest.
Okay.
Let's cue up the special guest here.
Is there
There.
an audio?
There is an audio. Our mics will hopefully be muted.
What is that? Fox?
Fox Valley. Yeah.
VALLY.
We're going to have you stop looking at the screen, and I'm just going to play the weather. How's that?
Okay.
Hey everyone, let's take a look at what the skies have cooking. Today, Wednesday, we're looking at partly cloudy skies with a high around 77, perfect for grilling. Might as well break out the Italian marinated chicken breasts and pretend it's already the weekend. Thursday's bringing the sunshine with a high near 79. It's the kind of weather that practically begs for something sizzling on the grill. Might we suggest a few perfectly seared beer brats? On Friday, it cools just a touch with mostly cloudy skies and a high of 74. It'll be a great day to slow cook some country-style pork ribs while you pretend to fold laundry. Saturday is classic Wisconsin summer. Partly cloudy, not too hot, not too cold, with a high around 75. It's backyard perfection. Find a friend to man your grill and hand that hero some cordon bleu chicken brats. Sunday takes a slight turn with scattered thunderstorms and a high near 72. Sounds like a great day to sit back, turn on the television, and slice into ring bologna. A side of Jacob's own potato salad would also fit the bill. That's your midweek meteorology, folks. No matter what the weather's doing, we've got everything you need to make it delicious. Weather predictions may contain traces of optimism. Do not make plans based solely on information obtained from this forecast. Weather subject to change without notice. Ask your butcher if these products are right for you. Wear sunscreen. Call your mother.
And we're back. How about that? That was a great segment. How about that? Great production value right there.
I'm impressed.
Yes, well, me too. Me too. We are back on BSTV with Hayley Tenpas from WHBY.
Hello, everyone.
Focus Fox Valley
Focus
is the name
Fox
of your show. So thank you very much for coming on.
Thanks for having me. My
Finally,
goodness.
after all of this time that I've been trying to get you on the show, tell me, your show is from what time to what time?
Well, it's typically from 11 to 1.
Okay.
It's currently 10:45, so
Right.
I'm typically about to head on the air with Ben Cominos to do a little tease ahead of what we're talking about.
Sure.
However, once on Blue Moon, those Milwaukee Brewers,
Right.
they play smack dab in the midday, and
That's
today
right.
is one of those.
I like that.
situations.
I like that. So you reached out to me and said, Luke, I've wanted to be on your podcast for a really long. I might be embellishing a little bit, but I wanted to be on your podcast a really long time, and
The stars
finally on
aligned.
Wednesday, the June 4th, I can do your podcast. So I jumped on it. We had a different guest in mind, and we booted that guest for you. So thank you very much for coming on finally, and thanks for reaching out and letting me know, because
Yes.
I'm typically here, not listening to WHBY. So
And
thank you
that's
very much
okay.
for coming on. Yes.
That's okay. Well, typically, twice a week, we call you.
Yes.
And we feature those wonderful specials
Yes.
on the program twice a week. Our listeners have come to love and appreciate it. So
Right.
Yes.
So we do those live, and the nice thing that I like about that live call is that you know about our products. It's not something that like you're reading off a script or you're asking prompting questions that you have no idea what the products are. You actually shop here, and you come in and you know exactly what we're talking about when we say ring bologna or ribeye steaks or whatever. So that's the nice thing about we can talk about things, and you're going to understand about it, and you're going to maybe ask leading questions or whatever about some different things. So as well as our lunches too.
Oh, I love the lunch
Yes.
specials. They're
Yes.
always so good. Also, shout out to Ian and Nathan, who, in your absence, will
Yes.
take the call.
Yes.
And are true professionals as
Correct.
well.
Correct.
So
Yeah.
make it fun.
Yes. Yes.
I have a little gift for you, Luke.
You do?
actually, yes. Our radio station turns 100 years old this year.
Yes.
And
I did hear about that.
I would love to present this
Oh,
WHBY coffee mug
Wow, that's amazing.
and
Thank you.
a pen and a sticker.
Oh, thank you.
So,
Is this for my car then,
sure.
or wherever? Okay. I have a
We're not liable for where you stick it, but
okay. So I have a nice blue Ford Explorer out there that I'm going to put it on.
we would love that.
Yes. That's maybe it
can
might
listen to
might
us.
have been involved in a crash among the orange barrels out there. So anyway, thank you very much for that.
You're
I appreciate
welcome.
it. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
All right, so I'm going to ask you some questions because us as listeners are not viewers. We're just listeners,
Sure.
and so maybe some people have not seen what you look like because they just heard your voice.
This is me.
And yes, so my first question is, were you told that you had a good face for radio when you went into radio?
You know, that one has come my way. However, I mostly hear it from guests.
Okay.
In the studio.
In the
who-
studio,
Who
okay.
will say to them about themselves that
Right.
they don't really
Of
have
course.
a face for radio. Which,
Of course.
if I had $1, I would be able to quit
Right.
radio. So,
Next question is, how or why did you get into radio?
great question. So I actually always wanted to be Barbara Walters or Diane Sawyer. Growing
Okay.
up, loved watching broadcast news. So
Yeah.
I went to college at UW-Whitewater,
Okay.
go Warhawks, for broadcast journalism.
Okay.
And got my degree in broadcast and started in television. So
Okay.
I did a little tour of Wisconsin. I worked in Madison, I worked in Rhinelander, and I also worked in Green Bay. I was the morning anchor at NBC 26.
Okay.
And I did that for about 6 years, the television scene, but the hours were a little tricky.
Sure.
And I realized, we were expecting our first little one, and
Okay.
I said, I don't know if these hours will quite work for us. I'm going to
Sure.
pause
Yeah.
and be mom for a little bit, which is what I did. And while I was on my maternity leave, shout out to Justin Hall, former WHBY brand manager. He
Okay.
reached out to me and said, have you ever thought of radio? And I went, no, but
While you were on maternity leave? you
well,
did
I
this?
was on maternity
Okay.
leave,
Okay.
I said, I haven't, but tell me more. See, I grew up listening to WHBY.
Okay.
My dad had always had Brewers games on. My mom would listen to the Good Neighbor Show.
Sure.
My famous claim to fame, Luke, is I called in to Kathy Keene on the Good Neighbor Show when I was about 5 or 6 years old.
Really?
And I shared a recipe.
Okay.
That was the first time I called in. The second time I called in, I had a question about blowing out a candle wax all over my mother's wall.
Okay.
My mother was very frazzled with me.
Really?
And she said,
I can't imagine.
what are we going to do about this? And I said, we got to call the good neighbor. So I called Kathy.
Okay.
And she gave me some great tips on what to do.
Okay.
So
Do you remember what that tip was?
she told me to use a paper towel
Okay.
and to use an iron. So take the paper towel, put it on the wall, and take the iron over the paper towel, and the wax would melt onto the paper towel when you peeled it
Did
back.
your mom know that this was happening? At 5 years old, you were doing this?
I think so.
Yeah. Okay.
The wax isn't on the wall anymore, so we got rid of it somehow.
Right.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So
That's
yeah,
really cool.
I ended up filling in actually for Kathy while I was on maternity leave, and Kathy was out with a shoulder injury.
Okay.
So I filled in for her a couple of times, and Justin had mentioned, hey, we've got a 4 to 6 p.m. spot opening. Would
Sure.
you be interested? And I said, if you're willing to work with me as I learn the ropes.
Yeah.
And here we are.
Okay. That's amazing.
7 years later.
That's a great story. So you grew up in the Fox Valley?
I did.
Okay.
Hortonville, so go
Hortonville.
Polar Bears.
Okay.
And I've actually landed myself back in Hortonville raising my family.
Oh,
so
that's awesome.
Feel very
That's
lucky.
really cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Who was the most famous person you've ever interviewed?
You know, I get this question.
In radio or in TV or
and
whatever?
I get this question a lot. So, kind of interesting. Because I think it depends on who you think is famous, right?
To you.
To me, I think for myself, the most famous person that I've ever interviewed was, I don't even know how we got it, but it was the night before the 2020 election.
Okay.
And I interviewed Dr. Jill Biden
Really?
the night before the election.
Wow.
And I say that because who gets a chance the night before an election to interview a former second lady at the time, now former first lady?
Yeah.
It was incredible.
Wow.
I will say we reached out to the other campaign at the time to see if Melania wanted to do an interview.
Sure.
We did not hear back.
Okay.
But we did have Dr. Jill Biden on the show, which was really cool.
Did that make you nervous? Like,
Very much
you
so.
obviously knew
Yes.
who she was and
Yes.
what she was doing and
Yes.
stuff. Okay.
It was pretty incredible. But I've also interviewed, my very first on-air television interview was with Governor Scott Walker
Okay.
up in Eagle River for the
Okay.
snowmobile races. I've interviewed Packers players and, some Broadway stars and celebrity, actors and actresses.
Okay.
So,
Do you get nervous? Like,
yeah,
I'm sure you understand that these are real people.
they're real people.
They put their pants legs on one at a time,
Just like
like
us,
you and I.
yes.
Yeah. So I mean, I think probably halfway through maybe the interview that you're like, okay, this is a real person. Like we're just having a conversation.
I think I more so understand that they do interviews all the time.
Sure.
So yes, I am nervous, but I want them to understand too that I'm human too, and
Yeah.
I just want to talk to them like
Yeah.
I talk to my friend Luke here,
Right.
It's just human to human.
Yeah, and you know your
yeah.
viewers. You know how your viewers are and what their opinions are and what their questions maybe are as well. So it's really cool to interview somebody like really famous like that.
I'm lucky. It's
Yeah.
a very lucky job.
For sure. How do you decide what you're going to talk about on your show?
Great question. So my show is called Focus Fox Valley. So that's kind of it.
Okay,
I really
yeah.
try to focus on the things and events, the organizations, the people who live, work, thrive in our Fox Valley region.
Sure.
So that's kind of the template.
Okay.
I very often not often do I say no to someone looking to come on the show.
Yeah.
What I hope for is that you have a story, you have something we can learn, and that you have something that might be a call to action for listeners too, whether it be to visit your business or to look into your organization, whatever the case is. I've also been really lucky to kind of grandfather in some of the Good Neighbors guests over the years, some local experts in particular. Folks like Chef Jeff, Dan Tross, our landscape guy, Rob Zimmer Outdoors, of course.
Okay.
So we've carried over some of those
They all
guests.
watch this. So are you sure there aren't any more guests that you would like to?
We'd be here all day. I've been so lucky, Luke. I really have.
Yeah, I'm sure.
People have been so generous with their time and have been so generous with their expertise. I never want to be the expert on my show.
Sure.
I'll share little tidbits of my life here and there, but for the most part, I really want it to be about my guest and what they are experts in.
Right.
So that's what they're coming and teaching all of us when they join me.
And you rely on those experts for their opinion
do.
because they do this every day. Somebody says, well, are you gonna wire your own, electrical outlets or whatever? And I'm like, no, I don't do that every day. If somebody wants to cut a meat, they'll come to me and ask me my opinion, or I'll cut it for them or whatever. I'm not doing that. No. I mean, I just leave that to the expert, and that's it. They can do it, boom, 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 and they're done. Or you have a question about that, and then boom, 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 they'll tell you, what their opinion is on it. And it's just, you just have to rely on the experts.
Well, and I love hearing from listeners too who say, "Hey, Hayley, have you heard of XYZ, or have you ever thought of having this event or this person on?" And I love when people reach out to me. So plug to reach out to me if you ever have something that you thought, I would love to learn more about this.
Sure.
That's what I'm looking for, to bring to the listeners what they're hoping to learn more about.
And it's for the Fox Valley. It's a benefit not to you, but to the Fox Valley as well. And WHBY.
Yes.
Was it big shoes to fill for Kathy Keene?
Yes, of course. But I also will say that I wasn't fitting into her shoes. What Kathy had done for the last 40 years, nobody can match that.
Right.
That's legend.
Yeah.
She's an incredible person.
Yeah.
She's a good friend.
Yeah.
She's a mentor. She's someone that I have asked many questions to over the years. What I tried to do is bring a little bit of what I'm good at and a little bit of what Kathy had brought, and kind of meld them together, mix and mash a little bit.
Yeah. Keep it interesting.
Yeah. And there's only one Kathy Keene.
Right.
There's only one good neighbor.
Right.
I'm Hayley.
Yeah.
So
she comes in here and she's always super nice. She's always just like she was on the radio, a very soft voice and very, very knowledgeable about a lot of different things. And she'll ask for different cuts, or she'll maybe sometimes I'll ask her, like, how do you cook that, or how do you prepare that, or something like that. And she has about 16 different recipes that she can share with me.
I'll just say this, as part of our 100-year celebration, we've actually pulled some of those classic Kathy Keene recipes from the archives. We're sharing them on our Facebook page and on our website, WHBY.com. So you can check that out. I also recorded an interview with her that went live on our website in the last week. You can watch that in full, hear her share some really funny stories. She talks about her former partners on the air in Mike Diamond, Bob Lloyd, some great stories there. So
that's really, really cool. Are there any other events that are coming up for WHBY for their 100th? I know that they're bringing some of the old hosts and hostesses back of shows and stuff, but I don't...
Yeah, no events in particular. We did host kind of like a grand celebration on our actual birthday, or the day before, I should say.
Okay.
But go to our website, WHBY.com. We have a whole page dedicated to our 100 year.
Okay.
One thing that we're doing every single day for 100 days to cover 100 years, we're going through every single year and airing features on our WHBY history. Mine are actually coming up next week, so I'm working on those.
On which date?
Monday,
Tuesday,
the whole week.
Okay.
I've got 1975 to 1979.
Okay.
And some really cool things happened, and I was actually able to uncover some really rare audio from that time, which is really hard to find. So I've got some cool things to share with listeners.
Oh, that's really, really cool.
Yeah.
So we have a comment here. I don't remember how to. Oh, there we go. Kim says, having been on a couple of Hayley's shows, I'm amazed at how she handles the control board, asking questions, running ads, and phone-ins all at the same time. That was one of my other questions. Is do you have like a producer? So when we have the ads, Zach usually calls and says, hey, you'll be on in 12 seconds. Is that good? Whatever. So is he like behind the scenes, or
No.
you push all the buttons?
No, so I'm actually by myself in the
Okay.
studio. Zach, shout out to Zach Morris. He is a jack of all trades at our station.
Not the one from Saved by the Bell.
No.
The other Zach Morris. I smile every time.
WHBY's Zach Morris.
I smile every time that I hear his name.
He,
Anyway.
we would not be able to function without him. However, we've had to evolve a little bit, and I produce, host, and press all the buttons of my own show. I'm the one calling
Yeah.
Jacobs and asking
Right.
for you or Luke
Yeah.
or Ian, and then hanging up if you don't come to the phone fast enough.
Right, yes, which is usually what happens. Yes.
So yeah, I've had to learn to kind of wear many hats, and it is kind of organized chaos if you look at me across the board. But I think over
Literally.
time, it's really become a delicate, kind of symphony.
Yeah.
And I've been able to figure out how to micromanage. I'm also a mom of 3, so it's
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
what I do every day.
Sure.
4 if you include my wonderful husband. But yeah, I just muscle memory at this point.
Sure. So I've been in the studio a couple times, and I'm just amazed that I just want to push all the buttons, the volume
You're
up and
welcome
down.
to anytime.
Oh,
Come on
really?
in. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, it might go off the
might go off the
air a
air,
little
but
bit,
hey,
but
that's the risk you take.
you can unclick that button, right? Yeah. Okay. A couple more questions.
Yes.
What is your favorite product that we sell? I didn't have that on the sheet
You
here,
did.
but I
You're
was
putting
just
me on the
thinking
spot.
about it. Yeah.
No, that's a good one. I love.
Besides the lunches, of course.
Your lunches are great.
Yes.
Our family for Easter and Thanksgiving have gotten many of your hams and
Yeah,
turkeys.
for sure.
So well done. Oh my goodness. I also love your lunch meats.
Yeah.
We eat a lot of sandwiches in our house,
Yeah.
so I've taken home a lot of the lunch meats. The snack sticks are great for
Yeah.
my husband. He loves the snack sticks. I also just love the grocery area. Any cheeses, any spreads. I've got a whole cheese drawer in my refrigerator, so we're
Yeah.
always packing.
Yeah, right. You never know what the day's going to bring or what's going to be there when you pull it
Yes.
out or whatever. Yeah. A lot of people don't know that we have a lot of different groceries. We carry the groceries for convenience.
Yeah.
People aren't coming here with their shopping lists or anything like that, but it's just convenient to have, the eggs or the gallon of milk or whatever if you've got it
Very
at
much.
the real grocery store.
Very much, yeah.
So
we love Jacobs. Oh,
Thank you. We love you guys too.
Thank you.
Do you like apples? I forgot to ask.
I do like apples.
You do? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
But it's what makes the job fun, learning
Right.
about our community.
Sure.
Weekdays 11 to 1, and you can also listen to us online at WHBY.com. We've got an app. You can download our app,
Okay.
the WHBY app.
So on this sticker it says three different
Yes,
different frequencies.
over the air, 103.5, 106.3 FM, or of course your classic 1150 AM
Okay.
is where you can listen to us.
Okay.
Yes.
So do you gear your show towards a certain demographic as far as women or men or young or old you talk about all these different guests you have, so there's obviously a variety of different topics to talk about, so you
Yeah.
can't really focus on one demographic or over another.
I think that talk radio gets a rap for being geared more towards older adults, and I think that's really evolved a lot over the past couple of years, especially since I've joined the radio scene. I look at the birthdays and the people texting in, and we have people of all ages listening. I will say, because I'm a parent and I'm a woman in her 30s, those types of topics for a mom in her 30s come more naturally to me.
Sure.
So I'll bring on a lot of kid-friendly or family-friendly focused guests. But I'm also aware that we have a lot of listeners who might really need Social Security information or Medicare information. We have those topics. We've got stuff for the outdoors enthusiast. We've got a outdoors expert, a landscaper. We get the Ace Hardware guys on talking about products.
Yeah.
I'll also get local authors. I'll get different mayors. I've got 2 different mayors who join me to talk about their city. We'll bring in city leaders. We'll bring in area nonprofits and the Community Foundation, United Way Fox Cities,
Sure.
the YMCA. There are just so many topics, and
Right.
I think that you can find something to learn in each segment,
Yeah.
no matter what your age is.
Sure,
So.
sure. Okay, that's a good plug for your show and for WHBY Talk Radio in general, I would say.
Yeah,
So thank you very much for coming on. I really appreciate after 109 episodes that you were finally able to clear your schedule for this.
It worked.
Yes,
It was
yes.
an honor. Thanks for
Yes,
having me.
yes.
my
Thank you
friend.
very much. I really, really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank
and
you.
we will be right back.
She said something very interesting.
She did.
She said
I don't
smack
know if I
dab.
want to know.
She said smack dab. And up until today, I was the only one who's ever said smack dab in the middle of Jacob. I don't remember why she said smack dab.
Yeah, I'm not sure
But
either.
she said smack dab. I'll have
She
to
did.
go back and
Review the tape?
Review the tape.
Okay.
Very interesting. You've been on the program?
Yes.
And from your perspective, how is the program?
It's way different. I mean, it's
From-
as far as the studio or whatever you want to call it.
Right.
I was just telling her, it's hard to. She said you were a great interviewer, and I said thank you. It's hard to read questions, remember the questions, and listen to their answers. And
while you're on the air.
Correct.
Yeah,
while
but in
while
the radio,
people are,
you can just look at your sheet.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Or, somebody's calling in and they don't know that you're not making eye contact. And
When were you on the program? Maybe I can go find it in the
so
archives.
I wasn't on her program. I was on a couple of years prior to that on the afternoon show. I was also on a Saturday morning. They do a score program that I was on there. They were asking me about the business and stuff like that. So
You've been on a couple of times.
Yes.
You're radio famous.
sure.
And
sure.
BSTV
And I
famous.
have a perfect face for radio as well.
Yeah.
I don't think she was really expecting that.
She was expecting that.
Yeah. Okay.
You told her before the show.
You were supposed to.
Any comments you want to go over before we move
I'm not
right
sure.
along?
Let me just move to the comments here. Audio is back on. Yes, lost the audio, and now it's back on. No audio. Hopefully, we didn't lose too much.
It's when you said, "Do you like apples?" And I came and turned the computer. The audio went away.
So
But I
they
put it
don't know
right
if
back.
she likes apples or not.
I don't know.
Did it go back on right away?
I think she got to answer that, and then it went out, and then I brought it back.
Okay.
There was a few seconds of no audio.
Oh, yeah. It says because at 11:01, after the audio not working, audio is
Yeah,
back
just to keep things interesting.
Yeah, for
just
sure.
to keep
For
things
sure.
interesting. While I was listening
Yes.
to the interview, I was also thinking that I have heard something about a meat market mailer.
You have.
And I made a mental note to ask you about it when I
Right,
got back in front of
right.
the camera. So what do you know about this meat market mailer thing?
I don't know much about it. The
don't?
only thing that I know is that if you go to our website, jacobsmeatmarket.com.
You have a website?
Yeah,
Oh.
this is what it looks like.
Is this
right
what-
here.
oh, look at
yes,
that.
right there.
Oh, that's
So
cool.
this is our homepage. If you go to just jacobsmeatmarket.com,
Uh-huh.
on the right-hand side there, you can. Let me just circle the.
Oh,
Yep, right
right
there.
there.
Just
I
enter
see
your
what you're
email
talking about.
address. Click submit or subscribe, and then you are part of the Meat Market Mailer Club.
And what is that exactly?
And so funny you should ask that as
Yeah,
well.
so
So
funny.
it's 2 emails a week you get.
Two?
Last week it was 3 because of Memorial Day, or
Oh.
sometimes extra ones throughout the year.
Yeah, special ones.
Yes.
Usually it's two. Two are
Right.
promised.
Right.
Okay.
So on Sunday it's the weekly lunch menu along with a Monday Tuesday preview specials, and on Wednesday, just like this morning, you've got the weekly specials that are good Wednesday through Saturday.
The specials we're going to go over.
Yes.
Plus, I think there was a link to this very show.
For
To this
sure,
very
yes.
show. I said, well, I don't have
Yes.
to click that because I'm going to be on it.
Right.
But
Right.
For anyone who isn't on it.
And
they
if you're
can-
subscribed to our YouTube channel, then it will give you an alert if you have the notifications.
notifications
turned
on.
Yes,
Yeah, I got
it'll
one.
give you an alert that
I got
Jacob's
one
Meat
30
Market
minutes
is live.
prior too.
You did.
And I said, you don't know
Ignore.
how long it takes me to get Luke in front of the camera.
Right.
I would like to move on to the weekly specials.
Yes.
But I understand you have a joke.
Oh yeah, I did. Yeah. How can you tell when you're in a math teacher's garden?
The garden of a math. I
Yes.
don't know. How can you tell when you're in a math teacher's garden?
Well, of course, all of the trees have square roots.
But of course.
Yes.
You get that one?
Yes. This one I did. Yes.
What is Yoda's favorite TV detective show?
Chewbacca? I don't know.
Murder, She Wrote.
Oh.
This-
Okay.
I've never
I
heard
don't
this
know
before.
Star Wars. I don't know Star Trek.
But you
I
know
don't
how
know
Yoda talks.
No.
No?
How does Yoda talk?
We're moving right along.
Oh, are we?
To weekly specials.
I have a feeling you don't want to talk about how Yoda talk.
Talk about it, I do not want. No.
Yes. Okay.
I
Yes. Let's
think-
start with.
I think I'm going to start with country style pork ribs.
Yes.
I think that's what I'm starting with.
Yes.
Yes, I did.
Yes. So boneless country style pork ribs are on sale for $2.99 a pound. Normally $3.99 a pound. These are good for. If you look at them here, they're
Oh,
cut.
those
They're
are
about
beautiful.
a half to 3/4 of a pound a piece. They're great in the slow cooker. They shred up really easily after they're cooked in the slow cooker or the crock pot or the Nesco or whatever you want to
Can you
call
put
it.
them on the grill? Or?
You can put them on the grill. Yes, my brother puts them on the grill, and I never had them on the grill until I went over to his house and had them. They're delicious,
Delicious on the grill.
Yes.
So you just
Yes.
heat them and eat them.
Yes.
Basically.
Yes. So yes, they're $2.99 a pound. This week only through Saturday or while supplies last.
While supplies last.
Yes.
Where are we going now?
The next one we have jumbo bone-ins. No, we don't have that
We
one.
don't have that one.
No, let's do a
Let's do this one.
USDA choice sirloin tip roasts are on sale for $6.49 a pound. They come about. Well, let me just show you the size.
Yeah, let's take a look.
One that was that I cut yesterday. This is about a 7-pound
This
roast.
was so large it didn't fit in the picture.
Right.
7 pounds, you say?
Yes.
I was going to ask you how big that
Yes,
was.
so this is a 7-pounder. You can get it whatever size you like. Nate's saying something right now, but I'm not paying attention to him because he's
Okay.
laughing after he's saying it. So I'm assuming that it's probably something I shouldn't hear. So yeah, $6.49 a pound. And the nice thing about obviously coming here is you can get any size you like. You can get from I just sold like 1.5 pound roast to a young lady that was here because she doesn't need as much.
What's
and,
the smallest you can get?
Probably about a pound.
Pound.
Yeah.
Okay.
Otherwise, it typically is just like a steak size. I would guess I
Gotcha.
would say. So our next special is Jacob's Own ring bologna, plain or garlic,
My favorite.
or original or garlic,
Original or garlic.
garlic and non-garlic.
Which one do you like?
I like
Do you
the
not have a preference?
I like the plain.
I like
myself.
the plain,
Yes,
too.
yes. The garlic adds just
Garlic
a
is
little bit.
good.
Yeah, the garlic adds just a little bit of garlic. This is what they look like here. Yeah, you can buy a half a ring, a whole ring, a third of a ring, a chunk of it, whatever you'd like.
I usually
whatever
get a half a ring.
half a ring. Yeah, yeah. And how do you do you eat it right out of the refrigerator because it's fully cooked?
I don't cook it.
You don't cook it, okay?
I usually take the casing off,
Okay.
then slice it. I coin it, and
Coin
I put
it,
it
yes.
on Ritz crackers.
Okay.
With the salty side down.
Of course.
Yeah, salty
Of course.
side
So
has to
it's
be down.
your
So
tongue
the
first.
salt
Yes,
is, yeah.
of course, of course.
But I learned that from you.
Yes.
You
So yeah,
know where we're
$5.49
going?
a pound. You can buy whatever amount you'd like. So that's on sale through Saturday. He just made some fresh stuff this morning, so it'll be nice and fresh. So we have next we have frozen pre-cooked meatballs.
These are good.
Yes,
These
$5.99
are
a pound.
very good.
So do you know this because you
I
were
know
in
this.
here yesterday
Yes.
and you were
This-
asking to get a picture of it, and so I said would they look differently,
Yeah.
frozen versus heated
had
up?
to cook 'em.
And so you had to cook them
They were good.
to get a good
Yeah.
picture, and so
They
you
were good.
you cooked them up, heated them up, and put them in barbecue sauce. You asked how people typically do with meatballs. So yeah, the heated them up with barbecue sauce here. You could also just put them in like a spaghetti sauce and put it over meatballs for spaghetti meatballs. So you could do cream of mushroom soup or cream of chicken soup and put it in the sandwich and like a hoagie bun or something like that.
sounds
So
good,
like a
too.
meatball sandwich.
As an appetizer or a little snack, really, really good.
Yeah,
Really,
yeah.
really good.
So did you eat all of those, or
Yeah.
did you save some
No,
for the
that
rest?
was my lunch.
Okay,
Yeah.
because I walked back there a little bit later and I didn't see any. So.
No, that was me.
Oh, okay.
That was me.
Are you gonna need some more of those today?
Probably.
Yeah. Okay.
Probably.
All right. Next is Jacob's Own chicken snack sticks. So the nice thing about these is these are sun-dried tomato and basil chicken snack sticks. So they're really, really tasty.
They are.
People see that they're...
That was my
did
dessert.
you
Yeah.
okay. Did you have room for that? Okay,
did, of course,
okay.
yes.
So these are beef sticks, but they're made with chicken.
Right.
Obviously, you can see the difference in the meat case. We have, for our snack sticks, we have mild, spicy, honey barbecue, and the beef flavor, and then the chicken.
The chicken.
Which
And
is
they
the
do look
sun-dried
different.
tomato and basil.
Yes.
Correct.
We probably have a picture.
They are delicious, actually. You can say, you know, oh, this is a chicken snack stick, and people are like, oh, chicken, just like the
No,
chicken brats.
They're really tasty.
Yes, they're very tasty. They're pretty mild. They're not spicy at all. They just have great flavor, great fresh flavor. So you know, it's great for a snack. We have it with the Ritz crackers here and some.
Yeah, what is that?
That's a beer.
It's a beer.
That's a beer. Yes.
I
So
didn't have the beer.
oh, you didn't have the
No,
beer.
It was not offered. It wasn't open. So
Okay. So if it was open, you probably would have.
I wouldn't let it go to waste.
Yeah, right. Of course.
middle of workday, you couldn't have it.
Right. Well, and get away with it.
And
But
get
anyway,
away with it.
yeah. So $9.99 a pound. We also have an additional special this week,
It's the Italian marinated chicken
yes,
breast.
Jacob's
Those
Own Italian.
boneless ones. Yeah.
Yes. So Jacob's Own boneless and skinless Italian marinated chicken breast for $4.99 a pound.
That was in there, but this had to be changed at the last minute.
Was it?
Give me that. Give me that.
Oh, not that one.
Not that one. Not that one. Because you brought it up and it was the wrong one, right? Chicken
Right.
breast. Okay. So we were going to have something, but that'll be next week.
Right.
Because they
correct.
didn't get here in time.
Yes, we were going to
So
do bone and chicken breast, but
next
just
week,
so you know,
little
yes,
foreshadowing there.
Yes.
So we have substituted that with the Italian marinated chicken breast.
correct.
Which
Which
I
are-
can see
Which are delicious. Yes.
and look fantastic.
yes.
Shall we move on to this?
Yes. The brats of the week.
Broths of the week.
Yes.
Click. The first one is beer broths.
Yes.
What was the broth that I had at lunch last week? This lunch today is broth fry, and
Right.
you can get pork or you can get beer or one
Correct.
of each.
Yep.
But last week was jalapeno cheddar.
Yes.
That was probably my most favorite broth ever.
Really. Besides the pork ones, or including the pork
I
ones?
think including the pork one.
Really?
The cheese added something
Yes.
so delicious
Right.
that I think today I'm going to have the beer because I'm just going to try them all now.
I think you should.
No
It's
one is
about
more
time.
surprised than I am.
It is about
that
time.
jalapeno cheddar would be my favorite broth.
Right.
So now I do have to try it.
Yeah, I mean, as I tried to allude to last week, you know, the jalapeno is not spicy. It's
Not at
just
all.
it's just a
Not at all
jalapeno
spicy.
flavoring. So it just adds an extra little layer of
Delicious.
flavoring. Yes. Yes.
Delicious.
So this week we have the Jacob's Own beer brats. There's a pork brat with some barley flavoring in it.
Okay.
So it's going to taste just similar to our regular pork brat, but just a little bit different flavoring.
A little different flavor profile.
Yes. Exactly.
Probably
$4.99
very good,
a
especially
pound.
if you like beer.
Correct.
This is
Correct.
one
You
of
can
your
have it with the
favorites,
beer
isn't
if you want. Yes.
It's one of your and
Yes.
beer cheese curd is your favorite.
Right.
Okay. What else?
So
you
this
got?
is the beer and cheese curd one with
Without
minus
the
the cheese
cheese?
curd. Yeah.
Now I'm really interested in all the ones that have cheese because I
See?
think that's what really.
See, that's a key. That's a game
Cheese,
changer. And then next we have Jacob's Own Cordon Bleu chicken brats for
Okay.
yeah. They're a chicken brat with
Cheese and ham.
cheese and ham.
Cheese
yeah.
and ham.
Yep.
No. I'll have to try those too.
Yes. Yes. We'll have to have those on the brat.
But
Fried.
last week's was cheddar cheese, jalapeno cheddar.
Right.
What is the cheese in the cordon bleu?
So this is it's a mozzarella.
Mozzarella.
Yeah, it's typically a Swiss cheese, but the high temp
Right.
only comes in.
No,
mozzarella.
that'll do.
Yes.
I can't wait to try
Yes.
these.
Yes, they're delicious.
Very, very delicious.
Yes.
Oh, now all I can think about is lunch.
Oh, well, it's not far off,
No, it's not far off.
right?
I think I'll put our names back,
Yes. Would you?
and you can check the comments.
I will.
Just make sure we're doing our job here.
Yes.
Anything we need to know about?
I agree. The jalapeno cheddar brats last week were great.
Really, really.
Jeff, somebody finally agreed with you.
Somebody find
Wow.
out.
Wow. We'll have to. Maybe
Write
we should.
that in the
maybe we
calendar.
should, yeah, we should maybe put that on the
we
screen.
go.
There we go.
Thank you, Jeff.
Yes.
First,
So
write
you
that
can
down.
you can write a
Episode
thank you note
109.
to him maybe. Yes. Yes.
I have some special days to go over. You might be interested in them.
Okay.
Today, June 4th, It's National Cheese Day. National Cheese Day.
Huh. I thought that was every day.
And here we are
And-
talking about cheese. So
Right.
it's National Cheese
Right.
Day.
And June is National Dairy Month. Did you know
National Dairy Month. I did
Yes.
not know that.
that? Yes.
I do the days. You do the months.
Okay.
Tomorrow,
one.
June 5th, is National Ketchup Day.
Oh,
Ketchup.
okay.
Remember, we had ketchup on the show with a Kit
Yeah,
Kat bar.
we're
was
not
it?
going to do that again.
It didn't kill us.
Right.
Didn't kill us. Scarred us, maybe, but didn't kill
Maybe,
us.
yes.
And this Friday, one of your favorite days.
Yes.
June 6th, National Donut Day.
I did see that on Simple Simon's marquee
But yeah, they
for the
would.
last couple of
Maybe
weeks.
they can bring some donuts. We sell Simple Simon stuff.
Yes, we do.
Maybe, I don't know, you make a phone call. See what
Maybe I
happens.
should.
Last week's contest, we did one, remember?
We did, yes.
Remember what the prize was?
I guess a $15 Jacobs Meat Market gift card.
$15.
Yes.
And you entered by commenting on last week's video?
Right.
I have the comments.
You have comments. Okay.
I'm going to read them.
Okay.
Trudy, whose last name is
Imagine.
apparently
Yes.
Jacobs,
Yes. I've heard of her.
said, you should post that on Facebook all by itself. Just
down.
the roads lead to Jacobs Meat Market. So she's talking about that map with the red lines.
Yes.
That no one
What's
has
she
seen.
saying?
She put it on Facebook all by itself.
Oh,
So
that's a great idea.
since the roads are closing tomorrow, maybe we will.
Maybe, yeah.
You sure about that? Who told you?
It was on the sign.
Oh, you read it.
It was the,
The sign told you.
right.
And
The
then
one that you were barreling over.
Bobby, who apparently is also a
Also,
Jacob,
yes.
said to keep it simple. I think when we were leading into how to get here when the roads are closed, I said we like to keep things simple.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't like to keep.
No.
He's
no,
coming.
that's why there's 5 different ways to get
Five,
here, I guess.
At least.
Yes.
We didn't mention the helicopter.
Right. Right.
No. Charles says, "What is Metwurst?" Now, I don't know what Charles means. Charles could be asking what is Metwurst.
You don't know what Charles means?
I don't know what he means by this question.
Oh. Okay.
Or he could be making fun of the fact that I asked last week.
Thank you, Don.
I asked on the show what is Metwurst. He could be saying, "How could you not know what Metwurst is?"
Oh, yes,
But-
that could be.
Why don't you tell me again what Metwurst is?
So Metwurst is it's a pork sausage that's a little bit coarser than like a ring bologna. That's smoked overnight, so it has a little bit more of a smoke profile on it. It's like a kielbasa,
Like a
I would say.
kielbasa.
It's got great flavoring. It's not spicy. It's just the right amount of spice to it.
Just the right amount of spice.
Yes.
I'm probably going to ask you that every week now.
Okay.
From now on.
Okay, and that also comes in plain and garlic as well.
Also plain and garlic.
Yes,
Do you have a preference on that one?
a plain.
Plain.
Yeah.
Al said, "Big Bologna Day."
Oh, Al must be a really big fan of the show.
Really?
Yeah. Well, he commented today as well.
Every
Big
day.
Bologna Day.
Every day's a
well,
Big Bologna
last
Day.
week was Big Bologna Day. This is just Ring Bologna Day.
Ring
today.
bologna.
Yes.
And that stuff is good.
Right.
I can't leave here without
And that's
some
no
of
bologna.
it. I think we suggested that you, as a comment, you might tell
Right.
us how thick you like your steaks.
Yes.
Mary says 3/4 inch steak. And I think we decided 1 inch for ourselves.
Yeah, 3/4 to an inch. Yeah.
Jan says better than Me TV. So BSTV is better than Me TV.
Do you ever watch Me TV?
I think it's classics, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so,
I
yeah.
don't watch.
Yeah.
I don't watch it, but I think I know
Okay.
what it is.
Okay.
And I would like classics. They probably play my show for Christmas. The one I always.
Yeah.
Speaking
My,
of Christmas,
my girls continue to talk about that.
you didn't even.
What's that stupid show that
Stupid.
that air? I mean, the funny show that isn't really funny.
What,
That
you like fell asleep or something?
I sure did. Yeah, it
They
kept
were.
my attention.
They were on their iPhones.
Right.
Nobody actually paid attention. Deborah said. Whoever's doing your social media is awesome. You know her, don't you? She just
I think
complimented
you know her.
I don't know Deborah.
No?
You must know this, Deborah.
No, I don't.
Really?
Yes.
Well, someone has finally noticed what a
Oh,
great job
finally,
you're doing
yeah.
there, Luke. Took you long enough.
Right.
Jeff says about an inch and a half on a tenderloin is great. That's
Okay.
a little thick, but I would not say no.
Right.
I would not say no. Yarn Prepper says we
I
love
typically
our...
like if I cut it at a 2 inch. Let me just interrupt
Yeah.
you here. If I cut it at a 2 inch and they say they want it a little bit thinner, I just kind of pat it
You
down
pat
a
it?
little bit.
It's
Yeah.
that easy.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. Especially on a tenderloin. It's a little different on a T-bone.
Oh, okay.
You can't really.
Yarn Prepper, we love our steaks 1 inch thick, smothered in mushrooms. Do you do that?
Onions and mushrooms. I
Onions
like. Yes.
and mushrooms.
I don't know about smothered, but covered.
Yeah, I don't
Onions and
usually add
mushrooms.
things to steak. I like the taste of the steak.
I do too, but this just adds a little
If
bit.
anything,
another
I'll
level.
have like a baked potato, and I'll take a little bit of the baked potato and eat it with a bite of steak.
Is the blood running into the baked potato so it gets
that's
red?
really,
yeah.
really good. It's
Ooh,
really
yes.
good. Not that I don't like mushrooms, but I want to taste the steak. It's like anything. It's like a
Right.
pork broth. I want to taste the pork.
Right, yep.
So, but you do you, Yarn Pepper. And Kim, our Kim, Dracula doesn't like steaks at all.
Oh, really? Why is that?
Well, those kind of steaks, I think he probably does like.
Oh,
The steaks
okay.
to the heart, he probably doesn't. I, on the other hand, like 1 inch thick. That seems to be the consensus. 1
Yeah.
inch is pretty popular.
Yes.
And the winner this week is Greg, whose comment is 1 1/4 inch ribeye, reverse seared. Tell me what that is, Lou.
So I believe that reverse seared is that you bring it up to temperature, the temperature that you'd like with a meat thermometer, and then you sear it at the
And
end.
then you sear it. So you
Yes.
cook it and then
Yes.
sear it. Whereas usually you would sear it and then let it cook.
Right, right.
That's what
So-
I'm guessing that.
So I had a foods class come in here a couple of weeks ago, as you know, and they think that I'm like an expert at
I do.
cooking as well. You know, so I just BS my way.
Like
That's what I
BSTV?
said. So if somebody wants to correct me, I will.
Oh, please do.
Yes, please
Even
do.
if you're wrong.
Yes, even if I'm right, you can still say
Yeah,
that I was
even
wrong.
if you're
That's
right
fine.
or
Yes.
you're wrong,
Yes.
doesn't matter.
Right.
Greg, congratulations. You have a $15 Jacob's Meat Market gift certificate waiting for you here, but you have to pick it up within 3 weeks.
Yes.
But so that's by the end of the month.
Right.
You did say at the beginning of this program that you'd like to do another contest.
Absolutely.
Do you know what prize you'd like to give away?
How about another $15 Jacob's Meat Market
15.
gift card?
Okay, and how does a person enter this contest?
So wherever they're watching, YouTube or Facebook or wherever you're watching.
Wherever you're watching.
Yeah, you have to comment. You have to comment. You
Comment.
can't just
Say
comment out
something.
loud. Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
because
yeah,
we don't
write
hear
your
you.
comment.
Yes, yes, write your comment down. And in either of those, you can write whatever you'd like. You know, hello.
Right,
that was a
anything,
great interview
anything.
with Hayley.
Doing a great job.
I think that she should take over for Eric.
Yeah,
Whatever
yeah.
you want to say, or she should take over for me. Whatever,
Probably do
whatever
the whole
you
thing
like.
all by yourself.
Probably. But you can enter any comment you like. But the suggested comments this week are, so we have the mayor coming up in a couple weeks of Appleton. So we're going to have him come in here. So any suggestions on questions that you'd like us to ask
Yeah,
him?
maybe you have a question that you'd like an answer. Not
Right.
that Jake, the mayor, will know.
Right. But it will be brought up to him,
Yeah,
and he
yeah.
will get back to us. And
Sometimes
we'll get back to
you
you.
wonder about things and you say, who in the world would I even ask about that?
Right.
Jake would know that.
Right.
Mr. Mayor would know that.
Yes, if he doesn't know, he knows the
Yeah,
person
he
to
knows.
ask.
He knows
Yes.
who knows.
Right. Another suggestion is an example of Dr. Seuss ordering at the meat counter.
Oh, so Dr. Seuss comes in.
Yes.
And he wants to order something.
Yes.
And probably does that in the Dr. Seuss rhyming fashion.
Right,
That
right.
could be fun. That could be
So
fun.
I'm only suggesting that comment topic because you're going to be the one reading them, not me.
Oh, I can't wait. Please give me good ones.
Yes.
Please give me good ones.
So having three younger daughters, obviously they were super young at one time. I would read to them at night on occasion.
Occasionally it would be
and
Dr.
they would
Seuss?
pick Dr. Seuss, and I would be like,
Green eggs and ham.
Yes,
Yeah.
any of those.
One fish, two fish.
Yes, all of those. And I would obviously be tongue twisted, and they would just laugh and laugh, and then there would be another hour before they go to sleep.
Yeah, they're fun to read out loud.
They are,
They're fun.
especially if somebody else is reading them.
Yeah, it's a nice
I
challenge.
can follow.
It's a
Sure,
nice challenge.
sure, yes it is.
That's all
for
I've
us
got.
reading impaired.
That's all I've got.
Yes. All right. That's all you got?
That's
Well,
all
that's
I've
all I've got too. Thank you very much for watching. We'll be back again next Wednesday with another live broadcast of BSTV. Please like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel, or better yet, come and visit us at the corner of North Law and East Pacific, where we are open Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. till 6 p.m. And don't forget the road closure, so just take Meade to Pacific.
Meade to Pacific is all
Yeah,
you get.
yeah.
Usually you take Law to Pacific, now
Right.
take Meade to
Meade,
Pacific.
yes.
We
Pretty
think
easy.
the road is closing tomorrow, but that's based only on a sign.
Right.
that May or may not be lying to
Right.
you. And I didn't even see the sign, so you could be making the whole thing.
I
This is
probably-
not verified.
Right.
But-
Unlike the meteorology.
But we could just start taking Meade now.
Right.
Just
a
get used
prep.
to it.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, for sure.
See y'all later.
All right. Have a great week.
Bye.